So let's start discussion about compressible flow. Okay, so let's first explore a couple of things in the compressible flow. Okay, so let's look at few of the aspects. So when we talk about the compressible flow, inside the open form, certain different class of solver is available, like row center form, row piezo form, row pimple form, row simple form, row porous simple form, row sonic form, all this thing. Okay, so let's look at couple of these options. So first option is sonic form. So what it allow you to do is transient solver for transonic and supersonic laminar flow for a compressible gases. Okay, then sonic liquid form, same thing but for a compressible liquid. Okay, if you want to work with the compressible gas, then sonic liquid, then sonic liquid form. Then sonic dynamic form, same thing, transient solver for transonic and supersonic laminar or turbulent flow of a compressible gas with mesh motion. Okay, so DYM is related to dynamic mesh motion, so this allow you to mimic the dynamic mesh as well. Okay, then we have a row simple form, steady state solver for turbulent flow for compressible fluids for ventilation and any heat transfer application. Then row pimple form, so that is what transient solver for turbulent flow for compressible fluid for a ventilation. So this is for transient, this is for steady state. Then row porous simple form for porous media. Okay, then we have a couple of density based solver, like a row sonic form, density based compressible flow solver. Then row central form, density based compressible solver, but it depend on very specific upwinding schemes. Okay, so it is uh, dedicated to one or two type of upwinding schemes, it is coded in that. Okay, and then we have a row pimple dynamic form, row center dynamic form. Okay, so that is all different class of the solvers is available. If you want to look at, then in the compressible in the user guide at page number 86, you will see the different options that is available here. Okay, so same thing what I showed you there. Okay, now when we talk about this compressible flow, okay, so always we have to take into account the energy equations. Okay, so let's first explore how the energy equation look like inside the uh, solver. Okay, so for that, let's go to this one web page. Okay, so here I open that. So energy equations. Okay, so either we work with the total energy or only kinetic energy or only mechanical energy. Okay, so there is a couple of options. So conservation of energy we know, then we have a mechanical energy or in terms of the kinetic energy. Okay, or then we have a internal energy or the thermal energy. Okay, so mechanical energy or rate of change of mechanical energy or rate of change of the thermal energy or internal energy. Okay, and if we combine both of them, then we got the total energy equation. So it is conservation of energy equation where thermo part as well as mechanical part. Okay, so then inside the open form we have a couple of options available. Either we work with the internal energy enthalpy based equation or all these things. Okay, so let's talk about that part. Okay, so if this is the total energy, okay, Q, so total energy or enthalpy equations if we see, then we have this final equations. Okay, in terms of the internal energy and the in terms of internal energy and kinetic energy. Okay, so that is what we have. But when we give us summation of internal energy and the pressure term, then we have enthalpy. So sometimes we look at the equation based on the enthalpy as well. Okay, so depending on the solvers, we have a different class of equation that is coded inside the solver. Then we have a total energy base, so E plus K. Okay, so that is different class of equations available. So this is a internal energy and this is from the kinetic energy, so this is segregated, both different. Okay, but if you want to combine both of them, then this is the 14th equation we normally see in some of the solver. Okay, so let's look at how it is coded exactly and what different solver is working with what different class of equations. So example of sonic form, if you see. Okay, so let's look at towards the sonic form. So it gives us the little bit idea what exactly coded there. So let's go to the area application solver. Now we want to look at in the compressible flow and the sonic form, and first look at the energy equation. So in energy equation, if you look at, this is what it is coded, so that is exactly it's mentioned here. Okay, so in the sonic form, equation number 12 is coded. Which one? This one. Okay, so where we have E and K both are segregated, so that is what we have, E internal energy and K kinetic energy. Okay, and we have a different term, so that is what coded inside the sonic form. Okay, so that is exactly here. Okay, now this K is nothing but the kinetic energy. Okay, so what we normally do for K, after the solution of Navier-Stokes equation, from that we derive the K equations. Okay, so you will find out that information in the U equations. At the end we have this, we derive the K from the magnitude of velocity. So that is, you observe this change in the solver. Okay, here then sometime we see in terms of enthalpy. Okay, so that is a rho pimple form, if you see. Okay, where we can work with the enthalpy or the enthalpy base. Okay, and there is a couple of few more options is also available. So first look at the pimple base solver, and if you look at here the energy equations, okay, it is in terms of enthalpy. Okay, so that is what exactly it is mentioned here. So for that, in the here, so what we're going to do, we have a H equation or in terms of E equation, so you can switch. Okay, so energy equation is implemented in terms of both internal energy as well as enthalpy, as both equation 12 and 13 you can tune. Okay, so based on the requirement, either you go with the internal energy base or the enthalpy base. Okay, so that is tuning is possible. Okay, so here H represent the either E or E, H or E. Okay, so you have a chance to switch between internal energy or the enthalpy. Both the things is possible here. Okay, so this couple of options is available. Okay, so if we say H equal to E, then it solve for internal energy, otherwise it's going to solve for the enthalpy base equations. Okay, so that is the difference we have. So that is exactly coded inside the rho pimple form, and rho center form solver also implementation energy equation best represented by equation 14. So this in terms of total energy, if you want to see, then it is available in the rho center form. Okay, so let's look at that as well. So here we have a rho center form, and if you look at the it's energy equations. Okay, so it is in terms of total energy. Okay, solar energy equations. Okay, so yeah, here. Okay, so it is in terms of the total energy equations. Okay, so that is how we have a different class of the equations for similar type of the treatment. Okay, so internal energy, either you work with the energy equation, either you work with energy, internal energy and the K segregate, or you combine both the things. Okay, and work in terms of the H equations, or you you can combine the pressure term and the internal energy, and in that way you can work with the H equation, or you can go with the total energy base like rho center form. Okay, so depending on the solver requirement, different class of equation one can use very quickly. Okay, so this is this page give you the idea about the different class of equation that is coded inside the open form. So now let's quickly also walk through certain more aspect here before we go towards exact tutorial sections. Okay, so what more thing we have to look at is something like this way. When we are working with the energy equations, okay, so always we have some thermodynamic property we have to set. Okay, so for that, let's first look at the page number 191 from the user guide. So modeling and physical properties. So I suggest please read this chapter number 7 from user guide. Okay, it gives you certain ideas. Like always we have to specify the thermophysical properties like this way. And when we talk about the thermophysical properties, there is a certain options available inside the open form. Okay, like type, we have a HE, psi, thermo, mixture, pure mixture. Transport, couple of options available. Thermo, H constant. Equation of state, you have perfect gas. Species, then sensible energy base, sensible enthalpy base or internal energy base. Energy equation you want to solve. So depending on that, you have a different choices available. So let's explore this. So thermophysical and mixture models. So thermophysical and mixture models, like here you have a couple of options available, like psi thermo. So thermodynamic model for fixed composition based on compressibility, psi equal to RT inverse, and R is the gas constant, T is the temperature. The solver that construct psi thermo include the compressible family of solver like sonic form, simple form, okay, and in the rho porous simple form it is not coded, okay. So that is what they mention. Then rho thermophysical model for fixed composite based on density. The solver that construct rho thermo include the heat transfer family, Biontech simple form, CHT form, okay, all these things belong to that. Then psi reaction thermo, so thermic model for reactive materials, okay, or the mixture based on the psi, okay. So psi is the compressibility, so from the psi is related like this way, okay. So what we normally do, we derive the density, okay, from the psi and the pressure, or sometime pressure from psi and density and all these things, okay. So depending on the requirement they try to modify the variables. Then we have a this one rho reaction thermo, then multi phase mixture thermo. So all these options is available, and type of keyword specify in this is the psi He psi thermo for psi thermo and the psi reaction thermo. For that we have this. Then He rho thermo, then He U psi thermo, okay. So that is different phase we have to take into account, okay. So please go through this particular section. From the constant models, which constant model? Here you have a transport model, you have a couple of options like constant, okay. So constant is assume the P, what it going to assume a constant mu and Prandtl number PR, okay, which is simply specified by two keyword mu and PR, okay. So this entry is supposed to be available in the transport property file. So mu and PR is supposed to be there in the transport property particular file, okay, otherwise it's not going to work. Then Sutherland, so for based on the Sutherland law we try to mimic the change in the viscosity. So for that we have a temperature dependent functions, and AS and TS are the two constants, okay. So that we have to specify when we work with the Sutherland class of the thing. So here, okay, if you work with the rho thermo transport Sutherland, then in the transport you have this AS and TS two constant appear, okay. So that constant is nothing but this. Then polynomial base is also possible, so where mu and k are a function of t for a polynomial for any order of n, okay. So if there is a polynomial base, then you have a something like this way, okay. So transport equal to polynomial, then transport mu and kappa, that is k, is function of polynomial of k, okay. So it is 1, 2 and third order in the, so as many coefficient you fill, that many series you can activate from these equations, okay. That is that idea behind that, okay. Then we have a H constant, okay. So thermodynamic modeling, so for that you have a H constant, assume a Cp and a heat fusion, okay, heat of fusion HF, which is simply specified by the two variable Cp HF, okay, given by Cp and HF. So when you work with the H constant, where H constant? Here, when we say thermo equal to H constant, then immediately in the thermodynamic property tab we have to specify Cp and the heat of fusion, okay. So Cp and heat of fusion, why we required? Because when you're working with the enthalpy or internal energy, based on that you can switch the Cp and that part, okay, and from that we can derive the temperature, because we are not directly solving for temperature, we are solving for energy equations, okay. So that is what we have there. Then E constant, assume a constant Cv and heat of fusion, which is simply specified by these two keywords. So E constant, if we want to see, then it is here E constant, okay. So here in place of Cp we have to specify the Cv inside the thermodynamic property, okay, and with the help of that we try to work and quantify the temperature. So that is the idea behind that. Then we have a genf some particular functions, okay. So there it is depend on different constants. So for when you have a genf, then definitely you require this all the coefficient values, okay. So I think I have that, okay. So when you are working with this, so high Cp coefficient, low Cp coefficients, okay, all this thing you have to specify as a thermodynamic property, okay. So this is few values is required when we are working with different class of. Then H polynomial, so Cp as a function of polynomial of any order, okay. So maybe I have one example H polynomial in thermo. Okay, so Cp is a function of any of the polynomial. Okay, so when you work with the H polynomial, like this way you can specify the coefficient of this particular equations. Okay, Cp. So this is what different value you have. So for the Janus thermodynamic coefficient, it is given something like low temperature limit, high upper limit, common temperature, what's supposed to be common temperature. So then higher Cp coefficient, lower Cp coefficients, and all this thing goes inside. Then composition of each constituent, we have to specify n mole and the molecular weight. So number of mole of the component and the molecular weight. So that entry is always be required inside the species area. Okay, so n mole and the is molecular weight, we always have to specify it. Okay, then when we talk about the equation of state, like rho constant, then what going to happen? Like equation of state, we say Aiko polynomial, or you can say perfect gas, or you can say it is a perfect gas again. Okay, so rho constant you can also specify. Okay, so I don't have example here, but here it is mentioned what different entry is possible, like rho constant. So rho is a constant value. Perfect gas, we have a perfect gas equation, and from that we quantify the rho. Okay, so 1 over RT is nothing but the psi, compressibility. So it is nothing but compressibility into pressure. Okay, so 1 by RT is what? Psi. Okay, and that is compressibility. So when we specify perfect gas, nothing but compressibility, and from the pressure we quantify the density. For incompressible perfect gas, this is what? Then perfect gas, this value. Okay, linear, you can specify linear combination, adiabatic perfect gas, and so many Aiko polynomial base also you can specify. Okay, so this is what we have as a different class of equation of states. Okay, then selection of energy variables. So the user must specify the form of energy to be used in the solution, either internal energy E or H, and in form that include the heat formation delta HF or not. The choice is specified through energy equation. So like here you either you work with the sensible enthalpy, okay, or you can work with the sensible internal energy. Okay, so that is what we have a choice available. Okay, so based on that you can go ahead and tune the parameter, either sensible enthalpy, sensible internal energy, or absolute enthalpy. Okay, so these three choices available with us. Okay, then thermodynamic property data. So for that, species contain n mole and molecular weight. Then thermodynamic contain the coefficient of for choosing the thermodynamic models. Transport contain coefficient for choose of transport models. Okay, so that is all different options you have. Okay, that is what it is mentioned here. Okay, so this is how we have to set this thermophysical property, and that thermophysical property supposed to go inside the constant folder. Okay, so for based on our material property or the requirement or the dependency of the equation of state or any of the things, we have to tune these parameters. Okay, and when we misspell it at each entry, we will come to know different options. Okay, so when we start calculation, we do that thing and try to explore the certain thing from that. Okay, so that is about that part. Now when we work with the compressible flow, we normally work with different class of specific boundary conditions and all this thing. Okay, so let's explore a couple of these things. Before we go toward the boundary condition area, let's explore about the different solver. So let's say sonic solver. So let's open this area. Okay, so sonic solver is here, and let me open all its other files. So sonic form, what is this? Transient solver for transonic, laminar or turbulent flow for incompressible gases. Okay, so till we are working with the pressure based compressible solvers. Okay, we didn't look at the density based. So there is a different variety, either you go with the pressure based solver or the density based solver. Okay, so this is about the pressure based solver. So what we, and this solver is give you the MRF based calculation as well. Okay, and it is based on the Pimple algorithm, so where we solve the U equation and the energy equation. Now look, here is sometime catch. Okay, when you are developing your solver, you have to think about this portion. Either energy and velocity is coupled somehow. If it is yes, then first finish okay, if it is segregated, that means energy equation, you think that it is not highly coupled with the velocity, but normal case of compressible always coupled. So when we work with incompressible flow, what we do, we take this equation out of this pimple loop, okay. But in the compressible flow, because they're always very strongly coupled way, okay, so that's why we have to look at the energy equation is also inside the pimple loop. What it means inside the pimple loop, that means as many time we solve for u equation, this is outer loop, okay, and outer corrector. So as many time we have outer corrector, say in the same time we try to solve the energy equation, then this is the internal corrector, okay. And so as many time we solve for our Navier-Stokes equation, similar time we have to solve the energy equation. So that is mandatory, okay. But when you are developing your own code, you try to check this, okay. Either you can get it out and let's observe what going to happen, okay. So we solve for row equations, okay, and then we correct the so this is a dummy, I say, okay. So let's look at row equation from our let's say the oxygen area, okay. So let's see how the row equation is look like, okay. So this is the row equations, okay. So what it going to solve, it is nothing but the ddt of rho and the psi of rho, and if any source term or anything. So this is very simple row equation is going to solve at that point of time, okay. So with the help of that we quantify the rho, okay. But it's not going to take any iteration, because we are taking the rho based on our that correlations, okay. So that is what going to happen, because here we have a rho equal to thermo rho. So with the help of this, what it going to do, based on your thermodynamic properties, okay. So based on this thermophysical parameters, okay, H poly whatever, it try to quantify the our rho out of it, okay. So that is what going to happen at that locations, okay. Then let's observe the our u equations. So u equation is almost same, but in compared to the incompressible flow, here we have a density is within the our differential equations, okay. So that is change you observe, and because based on our requirement we have to generate the kinetic energy at the end of here, okay. Then pressure equations, okay, pressure equations. So now when we work with this, so our pressure equation is completely different as compared to the our normal incompressible equations, okay. So that you can change and look at here, and as well as here you will see the compressible error continuity error dot h, okay. So with the help of that we can quantify the continuity error for compressible class of the solvers, okay. So let's look at that portion from here. So compressibility continuity, okay. So here is how it try to calculate the continuity error. So but for the compressible class of the flows, so same way you have a cumulative error and the global error. So if you remember when we discuss about the continuity error, we observe the similar type of the lines, okay. So one is the cumulative error, another is the global error, okay. So that is what one can see from that area, okay. Then we update the velocity, correct the boundary, and then again we try to quantify the this kinetic energy, okay. Then we go toward the, let's look at the energy equations, okay. So this is the energy equations for the sonic form. So again just go back to here, and when we talk about the sonic form, so we rely on equation number 12. So that this is the equation is coded inside the sonic form, okay. So try to compare this entire equation, okay. And here we have alpha effective, okay. So alpha effective is what? Alpha effective is the effective thermal diffusivity. It is nothing but the combination of the laminar thermal diffusivity and the turbulent thermal diffusivity, okay. So that is what we required over there, okay. So that is exactly somewhere it is noted, yeah, here, okay. So it is sum of laminar and the thermal diffusivity. So implementation this from the PR we try to quantify the this laminar diffusivity, and from the turbulent viscosity we try to calculate the thermal turbulent diffusivity, okay. So that is what we have to take into account while we are looking at these equations. Okay, and then we try to correct the thermo. So when we say correct the thermo, what going to happen here with this, it try to quantify the temperature, okay, based on the your specified property. If it is you specify the Cp or specify the Cv, from that try to quantify the temperature. Okay, so that is what exactly happening at this line. Okay, now also let's look at the row pimple form. Okay, so let's observe this. Okay, so what it going to do, transient solver for laminar or the turbulent flow for compressible fluids. Okay, okay, and for particular application if you want, then it is reliable for HVAC and similar class of the applications. Okay, so here we have a couple of few more entries like calculation of Courant number. Okay, then reset delta T. Okay, so delta T reset, that means look, okay, so depending on the Courant number, okay, and maximum value, try to quantify the delta T. Okay, so because when we work with the this transient solver, delta T is matter a lot. Okay, so depending on the our input, it try to tune the required delta T. Okay, so that is what exactly you can see from that side. Okay, and here again energy equation is within the pimple loop. Okay, so pimple consistent or simple pimple loop you want, so based on that you have a different correction here. Then this is about the turbulent corrector, so depending on what turbulent model you are using, it try to solve the turbulence model from this. Okay, and just look at the energy equation very quickly. Okay, so energy equation, you have a choice, either you go for internal energy base or the enthalpy base. Okay, so that's why you have H and E like this way. Okay, so that is different thing here. Okay, and then we have a yeah, that's it. Okay, so then create field file. Okay, so in the create field we definitely have to create the row, but row we don't going to directly specify it. Okay, so if you specify it, it's going to read. If you don't specify it, not going to read. Then it directly generate from the thermo property. Okay, then available argument. Okay, so either it is H base or E base, depending on that thermo available argument, it try to tune H or E equations. Okay, that is what there. Then U, then compressible create phi. Okay, so this is not the nothing but the fluxes we try to create, and rho max and rho min. Okay, so normally when we are working the compressible flow, we don't have an idea about the rho. So sometime what happen when we are solving, when the temperature is goes up and down, definitely it will affect the rho as well. Okay, so at that point of time you see the changing in the rho very high. So if you think that it is, you don't want to look at the that much change, then you restrict the rho min and max. But sometime when you restrict it, have an adverse effect. That means you are, whatever is happening physically, you try to suppress it. Okay, so sometime we have to leverage this limit, and we say go with a larger limit. Okay, so sometime if you face the difficulty in convergence, then you have to look at this value as well. Okay, as far as the convergence is concerned. Okay, then dp dt term that is required for energy equation and the kinetic energy. So this is all about the different class of the solvers. Okay, so either piezo base, pimple base. Okay, then let's talk about few things related to certain boundary conditions. Okay, so let's go to the boundary condition area. So SRC, you know that where to look at finite volume fields, fields and FV patch field and derived. Okay, so in the derived, sometime we have to take into account certain different class of boundary conditions. Okay, so for that very important boundary conditions is something like supersonic free stream velocity. So often we have to specify this class of boundary conditions. Okay, so the boundary condition provide a supersonic free stream conditions. Okay, so when we work with the compressible class of the flows, so for a free stream, what's supposed to specify? Okay, so it is the way it is take into account certain entries like U infinity, P infinity, T infinity. Okay, what is the far field conditions? Okay, free stream velocity, pressure and the temperature. Okay, so gamma is nothing but the heat capacity ratio. Okay, so that is required. So these few entries we have to specify, and it give us the free stream velocity boundary conditions. Okay, so that is a very important boundary condition. Then same way, you sometime we required very important boundary condition is nothing but this wave transmissive type of boundary conditions. Okay, so many time we have to rely on this wave transmission type of the boundary conditions. So it is a very nice boundary conditions. It allow you to it's allow the wave whatever is created, okay, it pass through the outlet. Okay, so because when we talk about the compressible flow, definitely they generate the certain class of the pressure wave or the shocks or anything. Okay, so if we want to look at that wave is freely go out of the outlet, then we have to rely on this this wave transmissive boundary conditions. Okay, so maybe I have one place where we have a detailed informations. Yeah, so go to this area. Okay, so I already opened that. Okay, so here they gave certain description about the wave transmitting boundary condition. It is very nice boundary conditions. Okay, and it is very important where always try to work with this wave transmitting boundary condition at the outlet. So it is non-reflective class of boundary conditions. So we have a uniform values. So import for the IO options. Okay, this is dummy value field, for which field we are specifying this. Okay, then gamma, then this is name of the volumetric flux field, then rho, density, psi. Okay, so and then L infinity is the measure of the how far away the far field condition should be. Okay, so how far away the far field condition should be. So this is the length scale we have to specify. Okay, then field infinity, so far field value to be applied at the P. So what's supposed to be the far field value when we talk about the pressure? Okay, so this all the entries is required. So what it going to do, it will not unnecessarily damp out the any of the wave that is supposed to pass out the outlet domain. If we damp out, then definitely we have a suppression on the shock creation, and maybe it goes toward the divergence. Okay, so don't work with the simple inlet outlet type of boundary condition or gradient condition when we are working with the compressible flow. So it's better option is wave transmittive class of boundary conditions. Okay, so that is what we require here. Then let me check if I identify few more important boundary conditions. Okay, then supersonic free stream we talk. Okay, then swirl, fine. I think these two conditions quite often we going to use inside the compressible flow. Okay, so we have certain basic ideas. Okay, now let's understand with the help of couple of tutorials. Okay, so let's talk about now different class of tutorials and how we take into account this compressibility effect and all these things, how to set different properties, with how to set up the different solvers, how to take the convergence of different solvers. Okay, with the help of the very simple test case we try to explore all that things.